Hello, everybody. Dr. F Scott Feil here, and I'd like to introduce you to our newest sponsor. The NPTE Final Frontier is the review course that I wish was around when I took the board exam. For those of you who know my story, it took me a handful of times to pass that exam, and quite frankly, I really wish I had an exam review course around, just like the NPTE Final Frontier. Check out their website, npteff.com, and use the code HET at checkout for 10% off to all of our listeners and fans. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. F Scott Feil, bringing you this Teach Me Something Tuesday episode. Today's episode is all about uniqueness and individuality. Tough words to say, but realistically, the take-home point of today's episode is just recognizing that every class is as unique as the students in it. And because of that, every class can be completely unpredictable. And when I say that, I think it's important for both students and professors to recognize this entity and this idea of individuality. As a professor, you could teach the same class over and over and over for many, many years, and no two classes could be alike, right? You could have one semester where you're teaching the course fairly well, you're hitting all the points, you're driving home the take-home messages, and then the student outcomes aren't great. The behavior and attention span just isn't there. Their grades suffer, and then eventually when it comes time to review the course reviews, the feedback isn't great, and it kind of points the finger back at you as the professor. Then there's the possibility that that exact same course gets taught pretty similarly, and it goes off phenomenally. It literally just flies by. The students are great. They're energetic. They want to learn. They have this thirst for knowledge. Your course reviews are wonderful. Everybody loved the course and thought it was excellent. They learned a lot from it. They took the knowledge that you were transferring and they put it toward good use. It was just one of those perfect classes. And not that much changed. You presented the class in a very similar manner. Sometimes it's just the chemistry of the course and of the students in that course. Sometimes it's the time of year when it's being taught, right? Which semester or trimester it may be in. And sometimes it's just the chemistry of the class. And I think it's important for students to recognize this too, because again, their cohort or their group of students that they're together with in that class may have some chemistry issues. They maybe have, great chemistry. But based on how that looks, it's going to be different for every class, right? So in a program like a DPT program, for instance, where let's say maybe a cohort starts together at the beginning of the curriculum and then works their way through several semesters and graduates together, that cohort may have great chemistry, may have terrible chemistry, maybe somewhere in between. But you may have a course that it has a part one and it goes terribly. It's not that great. Some real trouble throughout the semester. And then you may have the same course, but part two with the same professor the next semester. And it goes great. It goes wonderful. Again, there's some ebbs and flows to, cohorts and chemistry and different courses and times of the year and whatnot. So plus it's a combination of other courses being taught at the same time. But the moral of the story is, again, every course is drastically unique and different. And it's important to recognize that as both a professor and or a student, because it can kind of affect your outcome and how you learn from the class. But if you take that knowledge and you roll with it and you just kind of understand there are going to be ebbs and flows, there's going to be seasonalities, there's going to be ups and downs, there may be drama, in the course or in the class cohort, right? There may be family issues. Students may rally around one student to help them out, or they may not be getting along and be looking to, figure out a way to get through when there's somebody trying to drive a wedge in amongst a group or something. So if you can look out for those things, if you can keep an eye out for, different scenarios and the uniqueness and individuality of each course during each trimester or semester, it may be helpful and beneficial in you succeeding in teaching or learning a course, or not succeeding and not getting anything from the course or not teaching it well. So hope that helps. I hope that perspective is something that you can kind of think about in the future. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Teach Me Something Tuesday episode.